here from Settra, and the tainted devotion. No, sorry, the crit happens.
Yes.
From CEST are still on the cards for both players, which is very exciting because you might just see those in the mirror matchup in the very first game of the day. We might just also see CEST, kind of baiting this pick from Settra, just going for his kind of comfort pick, which is the Sacrosanct Vigilance, obviously, which he plays on comfortably and very well. He was able to defeat Halo in a best of 5 in this particular matchup, so he probably knows all the ropes he needs to know. And this might just mean that indeed CEST will be able to take over the series. Obviously, Settra, quite a different opponent from Halo. We have already seen quite a lot of different playstyles coming into the day. So it might be a very fresh look at this matchup again, because every single player has their own perception of the game, has their own perception of what the right moves are. Knows that, also I feel like Settra might just know nooks and crannies of this matchup way better than perhaps Cherry did in this previous fight, or perhaps like some other players who are fighting against Stress using this comp. Because you can see, like, if you're making like a small mistake throughout the fight using this comp, it's just such a volatile matchup that you just may lose a game just simply by underestimating how much your opponent can do. So it is kind of a big deal, honestly. We are going, I believe we're already going to the game. The boys are ready to, let's release the hounds, guys. Let's see what's going to happen. So, Settra versus Wistful Cider Lad. Game number 1, people. Who is not excited? Actually, there is no freaking sound again. Can you believe this? Oh, man. Like, both. Unfortunate. I don't know what's happening with the Discord today. So, I'm just going to drop I'm just going to drop the random music here, and we'll just commentate on the state of the game that we see. So, here it is. Oh. Okay. Never mind my... Yeah, that's perfect. That's perfect. No, he muted this again. No! No, what's happening? Settra! What have you done? Okay, he just...
Oh, boy. Oh, well.
Okay. It's okay. It's fine. I'm gonna live with those guys. And I hope you... So are you people.
Immediately, we see a very interesting play coming in from CEST. We see him go for the... pull with the bounty hunter, going on the man-at-arms of all people, He's now pulled into position 1, making it so that his Arbalist won't be able to target him. What are your thoughts on that play, Mike?
Well, it's kind of sketchy, honestly, for Sidelat here, because I don't know what you want to do with this MA once he's in the fast, right? So, obviously, by the way, Settra goes for this very tanky composition with the Flagellant on top of the MA8. That's kind of a scary thing to fight against, because those guys have so much sustain, so much defense. It feels like a very difficult thing to break. And I feel like, again, like taking this hook here on the very first turn might not really push your win condition. So I'm not really sure about this. Like, this mark is just completely inaccessible right now for Sidelad. This pull may be something that kind of maybe, pushes him out of the series even. Because you have to remember, losing every single match right now matters. And Settra was actually the only person on the day who was able to claw out a single win in a best of 3 series when he lost them. So this means that actually right now Settra might be in a prime position to maybe even take Sis's spot. It's kind of a crazy thing to think about, right? So let's just see how this evolves, obviously. So Settra here, looking quite steady on his setup here. I feel like Sis might just kind of take his time here though, because he has a lot of bleed available as well. So he might just kind of wait it out, just take it slow and steady, just maybe it does it for him. I'm not really sure. We see stunning blow on this Flagellant, it goes down as well, so this might be... this is just going to be removed straight away, just kind of alleviate some of the pressure that this character would have otherwise had. The Jester does does actually dodge this manacles by the Abomination, and this means there's quite a decent momentum advantage right now for Suicider, honestly, because he's just able to deliver a lot of damage this turn and maybe just follow up with a Dirk Stab. It is 22 on this oh, that's kind of fortunate. So this Flagellant actually drops to 0 HP. No, this is a dead Flag! Look at this! Sis just took over this game. This is suddenly like a dead Flagellant. Can you believe this, Silencia? Silencia, I don't hear you anymore. Okay, Silencia, you are cutting off. If you are speaking now, I can't hear it. Also, I'm just gonna keep casting this. Oh, that's kind of a surprise as well. So he moves in with the Jester, which means that this BH is, he could have potentially just got a clean kill with the Jester, sorry, with the BH, and then just follow this up. what CEST does have is like even smarter. So he goes for a direct stab, and I feel like he's just trying to fish for another hook here. So he's just trying to take over the game completely. So instead of just going for this 100% perfect play, he goes for an even better play, 150% perfect play, where he basically saves a single move. He can now hook, mark this Houndmaster, shoot him with this Arbalest, and just eliminate the character once again. Also, this means that this Arbalest is going to be in
extremely advantageous state. Not only is the Houndmaster very much so in the hot seat, the Abomination is now in 4th position, making it so that it won't be able to accomplish much of anything this turn. Yeah. And it seems that Settra's taken such a major advantage. That break really has been able to help his mentality and just allow him to restabilize himself.
Yeah, because CEST is just playing this perfect game. Like, he did everything in such a wonderful manner here. Like, he leaves zero hope for his opponent right now. Settra, aka Shepard, like, feels so bad for him right now because he went so far up, and now he's just gonna be, like, you know, everything is against him. Like, there is nothing that he's going for him right now in this match. Like, this is just a prime position to just drop the finish him. This Arbalest is just going to drop a potentially a sniper shot on this Houndmaster, zeroing him out even. So there are just so few things you can look at. Is a crit lands, and this Houndmaster not long for this well. Honestly, I don't see a way for Settra to come back into this one. It looks
exactly, yeah. Even if he does try to lick wounds, then the Jester will just simply finale, so it'll be really just a wasted turn. His only real option here, now that he's activated the Houndmaster, is just to simply try and go for another Hound Terry to stack more stress.
Yeah, that's just such an unfortunate spot to be in, right? You could guard this, but still, like, you... no.
And the thing is, CEST has gotten 2 kills, and he hasn't used Finale, which is just absolutely incredible.
It's just bollocks, man. It's just, I don't know.
It seems that this game may as well already be over, depending on what happens this following turn.
Man, we see lots of stress coming through, but I just don't feel this is enough, right? By no means is it enough.
Yeah.
You can stun now, you can just control this A-bomb very nicely, you can land an illuminating flare right afterwards. And this basically just sets you out. You just have to stun the A-bomb right now if you're CEST. That's the only thing you need to get a complete stranglehold over this game. Then you flare.
And he seems to be well aware of that. Yeah, exactly. CEST is playing absolutely phenomenally this game.
Yeah,
he had a very questionable turn 1 play of pulling the bomb, pulling the Man-at-Arms, though. It seems that it very much so worked out.
Yep, such a clean game by CEST. Seriously, that's what Halo Comp is capable of. Everybody knows what it's capable of. You can control it. You can control it using the right stress play. But still, it's just such a sketchy matchup to be in. Like, I would imagine nobody wants to get into that. I'm kind of surprised as well that Settra has not indeed banned this composition altogether.
Absolutely, yeah. It's just more than one time and in more than one set, this comp has just proved itself to be so dominant that it seems that banning it not banning it was Settra's first mistake.
Yeah. And I feel like this is such a powerful composition that if we were to come into the second tournament, because I don't feel like changing the rules right now would make much sense. But if we were to go into tournament number 2 like this, I feel like we would just ban this comp outright. I feel like this is just such a powerful comp. It just steals too much spotlight. I think I would just disable. Like, I would just say, please just disable this comp altogether. I feel like I would just say this is not a comp that you can use. I feel like this is the right thing to do, because I just feel like this one is just way too strong and way too reliable not to be removed.
Yeah, like just it, and I think that in of itself, you know, could create some very interesting discussion as to, you know, like what we may want to consider in terms of bans. You know, would we want to ban like these 4 specific characters, you know, like in this comp? Would we may want to try a setting in which we banned one specific character, and that, you know, like for example, going a whole tournament where no one's allowed to use Jester, and just like I think that could create some very interesting scenarios.
Yeah, absolutely. So this would actually create, yeah, that's true. So we could do like a Jesterless tournament, but then again, like there are so many people.
Else, you know, no Bounty Hunter, no Man-at-Arms, no Crusader, or maybe even just, you know, have a complex band where they're not able to be used together. Just who knows?
Yeah, we could do this, true. But you know, like the more complexities you add, like the more annoyed people get as well. So I feel like this might have this might be like a bit over the top, right? So already like this setup here that we have for this tournament, man. I know a lot of people are not comfortable, you know, with making team comps, like really forcing this upon themselves wasn't probably the best choice ever.
Yeah. And then also there's a very real potential that, you know, like we just simply leave it alone as is, and people, you know, seeing the dominance of this comp just simply build around it and potentially even make a comp specifically to take it down.
Yeah,
just sort of adjusting the tournament meta around it.
Yeah, absolutely. This might be a good idea. So, because this one, obviously not unkillable, not impossible to defeat, but it is just so strong anyway.
Right.
Because we kind of like the thing is we can't force people into building their comps on the go. We kind of discussed this. It feels like super old because this basically means that as a player, you're just kind of forced into just rushing into creating a composition. This means that we would have a lot of games that would be by no means even, because people would just kind of be making the comps on the go, wouldn't be like playing the things they're comfortable with, and this is kind of a part of mastery of the game. I feel like just playing things you're comfortable with and just doing it right. So maybe that's not the right thing to do. So just banning particular characters like before the tournament starts, sure, it's okay, but doing this during the fight is probably a bad idea, right? I feel like that's just kind of way too much. But here we see
just having something similar, like, so for example, something that is seen in the Smash events, known as something called the low tier tournament, where like characters that are generally seen as unviable or the only ones allowed, could allow just some very interesting and like fun experiences.
Yeah,
I think just like the game is still so new and open that there's just so many things to experiment with.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. Because this comp didn't come, to the spotlight until like 2 weeks ago or so. This was something that nobody was using. Absolutely nobody was using. Nobody actually appreciated how powerful this one was. So yeah, that's just actually miss out on a turn right now. I feel like he might. No, he solos, crazy stuff. Oh, when he does this again.
Right,
now we're just gonna see those crazy 8s with the mouse. Look at this.
Much. Yeah, it's very questionable here.
I'm just gonna do it for him. I hope he's doing okay there. Yeah, because seriously, this would be such a freaking bad situation now to have like 7 turns against this MAA.
Right.
Oh, let's say dodge. It's kind of wonky as well. This is kind of strange. That's kind of, unfortunate for Sis actually not getting the damage down, because this was his only turn. But he could have actually just capitalized on this MAA, just land a lot of damage without the bellow stacks. So obviously not the case.
In fact, his whole comp is in a situation where it has the potential to do so little damage that there's a small chance that Settra may actually be able to take the game. Like, I think it's very unlikely. I doubt it would happen, but there is potential of it. Now, the Crusader being courageous, I feel, just seals the deal, right? Maybe this MAA, if he were to be in 4th, like, he resists all those stuns, by the way. This kind of a crazy thing. Because you'd never expect if the Crusader was not afflicted, or if the Crusader was afflicted and not virtuous, then I think that it would be a very real chance of Settra taking this game home, despite the 1 to 4 disadvantage. Yeah, but right now it just feels super unlikely, right? There's just there's so much healing and control as well that Sis has, right? I just feel this is just it. Like, even if he loses a character here, it's not as bad as we've seen. So I guess it's just going to be a controlled slow game overall. Okay, but every single dodge is just if the Man-at-Arms somehow manages to keep dodging like this, then there is a potential chance. That's like a hidden ninja, like a ninja in full plate armor, man. Takes every single attack apart. Oh man, like this is Alright, we see some really bad RNG for Sis, by the way. I've seen this before, I've been there. Like, this is the moment that you are playing against a singular MAA and you're actually starting to become scared. Look, this might be a pass. Yes, look at this.
Any pass. Honestly, I feel like this game would have been decided long ago if he just simply let the Caltrops rip extremely early.
Yeah. Oh, but that's a dead Jester. There's a lot of stress as well coming across the board.
There's a lot of stress. There's no way that Settra's going to be able to pull through, right?
Yeah, right.
That's impossible. Just the chance of that happening.
No. Okay, that's okay now, because he can just purge the debuffs with the Arbalest, because she has nothing better to do.
Right, there we go.
And then he just follow this up. Oh man, this is an
he's not going to be able to finish him and get that extra damage.
This is a joke of
he does let
sorts.
the Caltrops go, though. He does finally go for the Caltrops.
Oh, but like, and now she moves forward. Oh, she
shoots a corpse. He acted out and sniper shot the corpse. Man, this is not happening. I refuse to believe this is happening.
Oh, sorry, I just can't stop laughing right now.
I refuse to believe this is happening right now.
This is likely. I mean, this is not over by any means for Settra yet. Holy shit! Can you imagine this Crusader not being courageous?
If the Crusader was afflicted, then this game would have been over at this point.
Yeah.
He got a crit, yet still didn't get the stun.
Okay, you bowler now, and this is a dead MA. This is okay. This is fine. You just bowler. Please don't back out again. Okay, you bowler now.
He's not going to act out. There we go.
Yeah, listen, Obelisk. You bowler now,
Oh my
BH, you
goodness.
listen, you go for a... Finish him on this guy, this is okay. Oh, man.
I
What
feel
a
like if
comedy
Settra
show.
won this game, there would have just been a public outrage.
Yeah, that's the absolute thing. MAA, like, a complete hate train again for the guy, but obviously, Sidelat closes the game out probably. Likely?
I mean, he still has that 5 dodge.
Yeah.
He still has
God.
that 5 dodge.
Oh god, no, it's impossible because here's the finisher here. So it's minus a lot of bonus accuracy.
Okay,
obviously,
that is true.
That's just a guaranteed kill, and a guaranteed kill unless he acts out again.
Stunning blow.
Yeah,
Okay.
just to confirm the kill is just easy
Yeah.
peasy. Now you lower
There
the
it is.
level of res because he might have resisted this still. You know, getting this last man standing buff. It's something that you kind of have to remember. And let's see, finish
The
him.
one thing I gotta say, if it's going off the chat, we all know exactly who they wanted to win that match. And it was not Sith, unfortunately.
No, oh man. Oh god, like this was like almost a hero moment. Like,
Oh goodness,
Oh,
that was
crap,
almost
that's
completely ridiculous.
crazy.
That gave me a flashback to the first Viewer game I played on your channel where my Antiquarian almost 1v4'd.
yeah, but I like so many games I lost in this situation already. Like singular MAA, maybe the Antiquarian in the back row, the Houndmaster left
Right.
untouched in row 4. Man, this just has to hurt sometimes. It just has to hurt sometimes. So when you look at the
Goodness.
bans right now, guys, there is no longer the Halo comp available. So crit happens no longer on the cards. And basically, Settra now knows what he's going to be up against. There's just going to be up to the mastery of his compositions as to whether he takes the win or not. By the way, Settra still can use the Halo composition. This is left by
That is
CEST as
very
well.
true.
So this might be like a
You
very
have to wonder.
similar matchup, just from the other perspective.
You
Excuse
have
me,
to
guys.
wonder, is he going to just simply let the Halo comp rip, or is he going to try and save it for a game 3 to secure a victory?
Yeah, because, I mean, if CEST takes this one right now, it's a clear-cut group. CEST goes first, Cherry advances from second slot, and then Settra is unfortunately eliminated. If Settra wins, though, I actually have to do the maths. Because I have no idea. This is a kind of a new setting for me as well. And yeah, let's just go to this. So we'll just go to the full screen right now of the matchup, guys. Are you ready for this?
It's
Because
just
I am
beating
not.
Cherry 2-0 and then potentially losing to Settra 1-2 could just make some very strange
Yeah.
matchups.
Okay, we see a coin toss going in favor of Sis here, and he really likes this because he wants to go first. And we might just
Right.
see this very quick kill on this Houndmaster if this is not prevented on time.
Because he doesn't have access to the Halo comp, but a Flagellant and a Crusader aren't terribly different.
Yeah, it's just a single character swap. You get a lot more pressure, but you lose some control for that, right? Because obviously
Right.
having that
It could even be determined. It could even be determined that you're only allowed to have a comp where, you know, like 2 characters match, meaning that you can't have this thing where you have 3 characters the same, then 1 swap out.
Yeah, I mean, we already had like a rule that
We
you
do
cannot
see a
have.
defender come out, which I think is a very smart play from Settra.
Yeah, he had to do this obviously because he kind of didn't do this before. And
Right,
you have
he
to
just
feel
simply let the Houndmaster die.
Yeah, you
That
just can't
gives,
let the doggo
so
die.
much tempo.
Yeah, you can't allow this to happen. So probably the correct move here, obviously. You have to be careful if you're Settra though right now, because you have to transform with the A-bomb ASAP. Otherwise, you risk the A-bomb landing in 4th, and you really don't want that to happen. This happened in the previous game. This was not pretty, my man. This was not pretty at all. Obviously, despite the protection that he took, I am kind of surprised by the trinket choices that Settra is making here. He had a chance to adjust those. He could have obviously just kind of geared against what Wistful Sideways is doing. He could have just taken, you know, the Pit Fighter's helmet, the Houndmaster. Not such a big surprising thing, though, to be all completely frank with you. I would just expect him to do this. Obviously, I feel like Settra is just playing the waiting game. He's gonna just wait for the Dark Step to come through. Then he's just going to heal and be safe. Obviously, there is no way to remove the guard if you are sideline right now, so this Houndmaster is probably just going to be fine. There's very big difference, by the way.
Point, we don't really know about that because as we saw, Sis has the Tiller on the Arbalist, allowing her to continuously target the Houndmaster, gesture as Dirk Stab, and then the Bounty Hunter could just simply pick up the kill with the Caltrops.
Yeah, obviously get a lot of protection here. I feel like if he just used the Lick Wounds right away, this might be okay still.
Okay,
but,
there we go. I'd
this
say
has
that
to be-
getting that spawn the gesture was very good.
But again, this is kind of a bad spot for Settra then, because this means his A-bomb might just end up in rank 4. It's kind of likely.
That
If
is
Sis
very
sees this,
true,
you might
yeah.
just pounce on this opportunity. I would pounce. And you know, this actually sets you back by a 10. Obviously, you're playing a stress comp, so that's not such a terribly big deal. Because if you play damage combo with an A-bomb, this means like you lose out an entire 10. You get you still get a lot of value just from the singular transformation. So this is not that terrible. Still something you probably don't want to happen, because this leaves you like you lose a lot of pressure. Because A-bomb on a transform 10 does a tremendous amount of damage. Actually, those are cal drops. Okay, I'm surprised.
So let the cal drop rip. A very interesting choice.
That's
what are your
fine.
thoughts on this, Mike?
I mean, this puts pressure on the Houndmaster, forces him to heal, get that regen stacking. So not necessarily a bad move, right? Also not, you know, it does only 1 damage, so there's no deaths to threat. So Settra can wait and just kind of strategize. Also, you can wait for this Houndmaster to go last, because there is no way in hell that Silas is going to let this opportunity pass. He might just wait for an opening and just get this Houndmaster to 0 HP. So it's very important that Settra indeed just goes for this Houndmaster, like when it just uses the heal when it is necessary, and no sooner, right? So you're just gonna wait for this 1 HP to tick down. This might be the turn right now. This might actually happen a bit later. We see this happen probably a bit later than this. So we have to be like he just has to be super patient here. He might transform. You might actually just drop the Bile though, because honestly, like he is taking a lot of damage. He's stunning the Jester.
No, he's just continuing to stun the Jester, trying to control him. But at this point, I don't even think that Jester is the primary threat of Sis's team at this moment.
No, I mean the DOTs from the Flagellant are the biggest issue, I feel, right? Because 10 bleed on the A-bomb, so, like something similar across the board really doesn't look too hot, especially that this MAA might just go down quite soon. Those dots are ridiculously high. There's gonna be 14 bleed now. 14 bleed. Can you believe this, man? 16 with blight as well, because Sis has gone all in on this Flagellant. He's taken all those offensive trinkets, getting bonus blight damages. 14 DOT on the MAA. It's absolutely devastating.
That he's done through DOTs is just absolutely incredible. Just being able to take the Halo comp and pivot it into damage over time that has sort of Mark as a secondary objective.
Yeah.
It's a very interesting way to, you know, see somebody play the comp. And now, what do you think we're going to see here? We could see an illuminating flare. We could see a sniper shot onto the Abomination. We could see a lot of different things. We could see him continue to pressure the Man-at-Arms. Exactly, yeah. And now, as soon as the Man-at-Arms activates, I believe that while he won't be taken down in the floor, if there's a single more Rain of Sorrows, then he will.
Oh man, it's so scary for Settra, because I felt like he had a decent chance against Sis, but it looks like Sis's compositions are just so much stronger. And it's like, this is something that, you know, the people who are watching and are going to play tomorrow really had to strategize around. So both Mangle and Eric, okay, or SBRH as we know him, right? They both really do need to think about what Sis is doing here. They really need to kind of find this measured way to contain those compositions. Because if they don't, I mean, this just happens. I feel like Sis just has this in the bag again.
Exactly,
it's super rough.
Yeah, as soon as he activates either the Abomination or the Man-at-Arms, they're both going to drop to Death's Door, and then the Bounty Hunter will just simply be able to secure that kill. And, you know, we've seen, you know, Sis provide just so many amazing plays throughout that. I feel like there's a very real chance that, you know, he'll wait for that to happen, you know, not hesitate, but just, you know, wait on his Bounty Hunter and just allow him to get that very early kill on turn 3.
Yeah,
though instead he actually chooses to activate it, potentially wanting to pull. No, he's pushing the Flagellant back. A very interesting play.
I mean, this removes a lot of pressure again, right? This means that he has basically nothing to worry about. There is no serious damage coming down anytime soon, and you know his backline is safe as well. Obviously, like you really hate to see your backline bleeding 14 damage per turn if you are Settra. So Settra in a very, very rough position right now. Seriously, this is like as rough as we've seen today, I think. And there's like 0 ways he can actually contain this. Like he is taking 22 damage. This heal just doesn't do anything for you, man. Like this just
exactly. Yeah, the Absolution just simply stalling for a turn won't help at all here.
Yeah.
Like the best it'll do is slow it down by a single turn, but what is that going to accomplish?
Nothing. Because you'll take more dots. That's just looking so scary. You're just delaying the inevitable, really, if you're Settra right now. Because it feels like he's just going down under here. Look at this. This Arbor is just going to bandage this actually. So he actually.
I mean, I'd say that makes perfect sense.
Yes, his values the Jester very highly.
It really doesn't matter.
No, I mean, okay, this MAA has high protection. This is probably not going to be a kill on the guy because you need to do a lot of damage to actually take down the MAA. And the only character capable of doing so right now might be this Arbalist, maybe the A-bomb as well. Sorry, maybe the Flagellant of CEST. Because neither the Jester nor the Hook no the come hither from this BH will be able to do anything about this MA, I feel. So
that is a very real possibility. Yeah, I do agree with that there.
But so you have to think like about.
Well, actually, hold on. We do see the Heartseeker on the Bounty Hunter, which actually may give him that little extra damage he needs to get over that barrier of the protection.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But there is still a lot of bellows. He has 45 protection, 45% protection, and there are also bellows stacks. So I don't think this is gonna
right.
This is
Yeah,
just
so
not
it's
gonna
very
happen.
You could just activate the Arbalist, clear those, and then go for the kill. Though first he goes for the Jester, just continuing to get those DOT stacks, and actually getting the kill with the Harvest.
Oh man, so I was wrong. I stand corrected. Sis just destroys Settra there. Holy crap. Like, this is going from bad to worse for Settra. Seriously, you have to see this. Like, this was a dire spot he was in, but this execution here, obviously finish on the Jester, so no big surprise he gets that, right? But kind of feels so bad.
And now once again, he's getting some very important key kills without using the finale, because as soon as Settra activates the Abomination, they're going to die unless they just continue to stall and heal, which will just, dig them into an even deeper hole than they're already in.
Yeah, such an unfortunate situation for Settra. Like,
he
had his hopes up, I think, but he's just getting snuffed out.
Lead will, I believe, put him over the threshold where the lick wounds will no longer be able to heal him. Yep, that's very true.
Yeah, that's it. So, like, he has two very dead characters right now, and he has to pick one of them, because this BH is just
gonna... who he picks, they're dead.
Oh, this BH is just gonna capitalize. I mean, you can pick and heal it. What purpose does it serve?
Exactly, if you pick and heal, then the Arbalist just sniper shots you down.
Yeah. So this is like complete and utter domination by CEST. Seriously, this is like as good as we've seen him. Like, this is SBRH levels of crazy.
Yeah, I think this is one of the most oppressive games we've seen today.
Yeah. It's like such a fast one. As I look 10-4, it looks already to be completely solved. Like, we haven't seen games like this before. Like, those games, especially yesterday, we were actually playing at like 1:30 or something. And this was with Bagheera surrendering. And right now, this group phase is just gonna be so short because those games today were like so decisive and so quick. And yeah, this just is going to be a clear-cut final. Then I feel like this is, I mean, this group's kind of resolving itself. It's gonna be CEST taking seed number 1, which I feel you really don't want to do, because this means you go against SBRH on tomorrow's matchups, and we see Mangle versus Cherry. We see Mangle versus Cherryman in the second matchup of the day. Can you believe this? Such a crazy turn of events. I really like. We invited Cherry. I knew she was good. I didn't know she was gonna be good enough to compete with the likes of of Settra and of Goliath. And she was definitely like a person who delivered so well.
Right.
Seriously, huge kudos to Cherry there. Like, she is going to probably just take it home.
She's just
going from the second spot is not that bad.
Yeah, like, she's just provided so much more presence in the tournament than anybody could have predicted.
Yeah, maybe more than Colse could ever have done as well, right? You have to kind of, because that's just Cherry just dominated the group stage. She legitimately took out Settra. We saw her make mistakes, right? So by no means is her play perfect. But she is definitely like a very decent contender coming into the semifinals. Right. And now we see this Flagman, he's just going to die, and if I know CEST, I feel like I know exactly he's going to take him out in the most thematic way possible, with the skill whose name will finally make sense. Yeah, finally makes sense, man. Come on, the puns. Okay, the bingo, the puns, like, it's all perfectly set. I feel like this is just all we wanted. What a stream today. Those are very interesting games.
If she yep, CEST knows exactly what he's doing here.
But you have to say, like, none of those matchups was really close today. Maybe CEST versus Settra to some extent was okay.
Yeah, like the Sissa and Cherry match, I believe it was game 1. Like, that was extremely close. But just these matches here, it's not much.
Yeah. So CEST with a decisive lead again. You have to feel like he's just doing so well on the day. I am surprised. Like, he plays like an AI as well. You have two AIs, right? This is gonna be the bot Eric versus bot CEST at some point. This is going to be a bot Eric versus bot CEST tomorrow, actually. Which I would actually have liked to see as a final of the tournament, but we might just get the taste of it tomorrow. Maybe CEST gets a taste of his own poison, because you have to see SBRH as this slow, methodical, contained player who doesn't let those things happen to him. The things that we have seen today will just never happen to SBRH. I feel like he's just going to be able to control CEST to a decent extent and maybe to take the game off his hands as well.
Right.
Because we had like a lot of very stumpy matchups today, extremely stumpy, like 2-0 across the board basically, with very little those opponents of those guys could have done. Or could do, right?
So on to finish him.
Yeah.
And now, on the side of CEST, we're going to see him go ahead and end this day. Oh,
Yeah.
after an affliction.
Gentlemen, I apologize for my games earlier, but again,
No reason to apologize.
I promise you a show with some air in my lungs. Settra, the imperishable god, finally tastes defeat twice. Cherry beat him, obviously in that
That
time.
is the last game of today, ending in the most thematic way possible.
Absolutely.
With the finale.
GG's to both players.
GG's to both players.
Based on the result of this game, we have the clear bracket for the semifinals, guys. And this is gonna work like this. It's going to be CEST play against SBRH, so this is a matchup you really don't want to be taking. And it's gonna be Cherry. Cherry's going to be taking Mango tomorrow as well. So those two very big, I feel very big players coming into the series, like in the form of SBRH and Mango, are going to find their matches tomorrow. Unfortunately, this is the end of the adventure for Shepard, aka Settra. He made it very far. He made actually like this is such a close, this is such a close bracket overall. Like he made it really work until the very end. Unfortunately for him, though, he is out as well. So him and Goliath will no longer be able to participate. And this also means you have 4 people who do have guaranteed physical rewards coming into the quarterfinals, into the semifinals tomorrow. So it's going to be everyone who participates in the semifinals already secures the physical rewards. It's going to be CEST, Cherry, SBRH and Mangle. All 4 players are indeed secure there. It is really magnificent that we do see those guys and gals actually come to the top and reach this semi-final stage tomorrow.
Yeah,
What a day. So many casts, so many exciting matches. Thank you, Silentia, for being here. Thank you, guys, as well. If you're new to the stream, please remember, I haven't said this once today, please remember to follow and subscribe. And if you are really enjoying yourselves, if you want me to keep producing content like this, if you want more tournaments, please do consider becoming members or donating to the stream. This actually means so much to me. It actually means that, you people actually value this a lot. All right. So that being said, again, huge kudos to all our participants. Huge kudos to the streamers who were in the tournament as well, guys. GG's, guys. Excellent stuff by Cherry and CEST today, as well as Mangle and SBRH yesterday. So we will see indeed how it goes on the final, or the penultimate day, which is going to be the Friday tomorrow, 7 p.m. Guys, do not miss it. You really don't want to. Those are some very big rivalries coming into play. I really want to see if CEST is going to be able to match what Bot Eric has to offer, right? This is going to be pretty exciting. Again, the other side of this is going to be Cherry versus Mangle as well. Very cool stuff happening there. And we might just see very exciting semifinals, people. So let's just have a look at the group stage match table again. So this is the end of today. Settra versus CEST is taking a very decisive lead here. And it's just going to be so much fun. It's going to be so much fun tomorrow in the tournament. So many rivalries just coming into this epic ending, I feel.
Exactly.
If you were to actually guess the winners of those matches of the tomorrow's semifinals, so if you had to bet on CEST or SBRH, whom would you say is going to take it, Silentia?
Oh God, that's really difficult because CEST has proven himself more than enough times, and he's done so much for everyone. Commentating, helping organize events. Getting information. Discussing builds. Like, as much as my heart wants to say CEST, just the play that SBRH has shown, CEST, I apologize, but I think I would have to put my money on him if I was going to choose.
This is why I think you are perhaps naive with young age. Mikefield knows that I am the anchor that leads everything down.
Well, CEST, if you do manage to win, I'll be looking forward to it.
Follow Mikefield. Support Mikefield. Join Mikefield.
Everyone, please.
Right? Come on. Look
We
at
never
what
would
done for us.
have any of this today if it wasn't for him.
And if it wasn't for the players, by the way. So guys, again, huge kudos to all the participants. So all those people who guys, there are people here on this stream right now watching, participating, who are actually able to sacrifice their entire evenings throughout the week. So from Monday until now, we actually seen people playing or sitting around for their entire day, basically. We have a lot of viewers as well who are actually consistently coming to the streams, listening to the podcast, listening to our sometimes good, sometimes mediocre cast, I believe. So I'm very happy that you guys did actually bear with us. You know, you cannot keep up high-level casting throughout the day. This is just never going to work. I'm so exhausted, especially today, because I had to cast every single game almost, with Sis giving me a single matchup of relief, really. So
you did such a fantastic job again.
I completely
Everybody
agree.
here, Mikefield is the guy to follow, along with Cloaked Goliath and some of these lesser-known Spanish streamers, Misukun, Zoko Forever. These people are the guys you need to follow. You've got such a tight-knit community, but evidently all of you want to see incredible DD played at the highest level possible. And quite frankly, tomorrow, me versus SBRH.
yeah, and
Man, that's
Cherry
the fun.
versus Mangle, holy crap. I never expected this to take place, actually. I felt like, okay, Cherry's a solid player, but, you know, Settra, aka Sheffield, he was such a dominant player overall.
I tried to give Cherry advice, and she said to me, "Shut up." I was sitting behind her, giving her a hug, and I said, "Are you going to go for that? I'm not sure." And she went, "Shut up! I'm going to win!" How fantastic is that, guys?
Yeah,
That is wonderful.
I want to see
Putting
Mangle
yourself in
versus
one
Cherry as
minute, I
well.
think that's great.
Yeah, I want to see Mangle versus Cherry as well, as much as I want to see Sis versus SBRH, because those are like, I feel like SBRH is the most surprising. As far as the tournament goes, like there are quite a few surprises, but I feel like SBRH is the biggest one. Totally. I expected Sis to do well, like obviously because he won the previous tournament. I know how good he is, but at the same time, SBRH, like this guy I played against him a couple of times on the ladder, but he plays like out of this world. Seriously, like this is one of the sickest players I've ever seen. Obviously, Sis today proving the point. But I feel like Sis's group wasn't even remotely as hard as SBRH's was. Obviously, SBRH does drop the series to Mangle in the end, off the back of that unfortunate crash that we experienced. So we just have to feel like, you know, those are very evenly matched players, Sis and Mangle. So SBRH and Mangle, right? So they are going into those semi-final brackets tomorrow. And, you know, we have to just wish everybody good luck. And huge kudos, by the way, again, to all those players who were able to stick around. So especially to SBRH, because he has been around with us for the entire tournament. Sheffield, who was eliminated today, entire tournament from the qualifiers up to this point. Adelbart, man, he dropped out yesterday. He came today to cast with us. Can you not appreciate those people?
At least, you know what I mean. He gave his best shot. Maybe not quite right for us right now, but really absolutely fantastic.
Yeah. So wonderful stuff coming from all the community, guys. I love you so much for being here. It's like a real pleasure sitting here just talking to you about this crazy game. And yeah, I'm very much enjoying myself. Makes me kind of feel this sense of accomplishment, people, which is quite rare for me recently, or has been rare for me recently. So yeah, very glad that I did organize the tournament. You have to kind of say that it's kind of taxing on me.
Right, Mike, I cannot believe you're holding so much of this on your shoulders. The production side, unfortunately, as I'm a player, and obviously I'm going to win this tournament. You know, I'm going to win. Cherry, this is a little side note, something I'd love to mention about the next game here. Cherry is not a fan of Mangled in any way, shape, or form here. So Cherry is going to put every single essence of her being into destroying this guy and humiliating him. So I really cannot wait.
Let's just keep it competitive, right? As long as she just does this competitively, not verbally, I'm fine with this. But you guys have to stop bickering, arguing.
You know she's not a bickering kind of person. She's the kind of person that's very shy, very reserved.
I know, sis.
When she's playing Darkest Dungeon, you see that unbelievable play coming into the semi-finals, Mike. Remarkable.
I agree. Yeah, she performed really well today, so I feel like she definitely stands a chance. But still, like, Mangle is such a great player overall. Like, you may like him, you may hate him, but he's such a proficient... I love Mangle, seriously. Like, he might be kind of speaking out of place. Maybe, like, you might be just kind of reading his words wrong. This is the internet, the conversation that we have here. Like, you may just kind of absolutely misread what people say, what people write, because you cannot look them in the eye and just kind of understand, you know, from their gestures, from how they basically react to what they hear as well.
Mangle is a killer, Mike. He is a killer. He is always making these new builds, posting these new builds in the Mikefield Discord here. completely terrifying guy to face against again. He, I think, coming into this is the veteran. He knows a lot about the game. He really doesn't consider Cherry, I believe, too much of a threat. I think he thinks he's going to do what he's done and win again like he always does. But Cherry here has that chip on her shoulder. She's coming in here like Rocky, trying to beat out Drago.
Yeah, we actually have seen Cherry make quite a lot of mistakes as well today. She could have definitely taken games that she lost in quite a few instances there. So there's a ground like for Cherry to improve over, maybe even tomorrow. You guys might want to practice a bit because there are certain things that you could actually watch your matches, because I think we pointed out a lot of those kind of things that she missed out on that might have actually led to her winning the series against you as well. And this might have actually meant, like, at some unlikely scenario, you might have just even been eliminated by Cherry from the tournament, which is kind of preposterous to think of at that time. But seriously, I feel like Cherry had a shot, maybe not in game number 2 against you, but definitely in game number 1 against you, to actually take over and just dominate it completely. So you guys might actually want to watch the VODs from that and just kind of, go back to that, because there were like quite a few things she could have improved. Like, obviously, wonderful play. She won 2 out of 3 matchups, the only one being, the double loss against you.
I mean, quite frankly, Mike, there were personal issues at play that I don't want to get into.
Yeah, sure, no, let's not talk about this, but still, obviously quite a big deal that she makes it all the way through. And yeah, I'm just gonna be kind of waiting to see Mangle versus her tomorrow. Such an exciting semi-final, especially you versus SBRH as well. That's the best you could have hoped for. You may kind of see that.
SBRH, I'm terrified. The only person I'm actually looking at, apart from maybe Rumstick, going, wow, oh boy, I don't think I'm going to win this, Mike. I don't think I'm going to win this one.
Yeah, I'm kind of in 2 minds here. I feel like both you and SBRH were seen making mistakes recently. Like today, you made quite a few, as well. SBRH yesterday wasn't as clean as he was throughout the qualifiers. So, it might just be decided, but, whoever just resists has like more pressure in the game, maybe manage the external pressure coming from, the fact that this is a tournament setting as well. So we might just see how exactly this works. Obviously, I feel like SBRH very keen to take it home as well. So that will be very nice to see that too. So again, big congratulations to Cherry, big congratulations to CEST, to Mangle, and to SBRH coming into tomorrow, guys, 7 p.m. CEST. Don't forget, book your schedules for tomorrow evening. Get some beer, some snacks, get ready to watch some excellent DD esports, which I never thought I would say, but yeah, this is just a decently large tournament with decent audiences. We are very, very happy to be casting for you people. By the way, Salentia, will you be joining me tomorrow on the cast as well?
Oh, absolutely. I'm not going to be missing out on that. Perfect. I apologize for not being able to commentate as many games as I'd like, but come on, semifinals and finals, I'm not missing out on that.
Yeah. Guys, a quick reminder, by the way, you have to win with every single deck you have in order to take over the series. This means that if you even end up being 2-0, you can still lose because your opponent can start picking the trinkets and the characters in the right positions against the only comp you have left. So this means that you have to kind of strategize even more. You have to take this into consideration coming into the matches tomorrow. So it really matters which composition you leave for the last one available. And every single ban like that you make, so that one ban that you have available as well, it is going to be so huge. Just when you are making those decks for the finals and for the semifinals as well, please just think about this, because this is so much more important than it was until today, where you could have just kind of have this single deck that kind of slacks around that isn't exactly optimized because you don't really need to use it. And rather, you need to use every single one of yours and you need to win with them in order to qualify for the finals. So it's just going to be a very different format once again. It opens up a lot of really cool possibilities for both players in the series. So I hope you guys strategize around that. You kind of think about this and think ahead. So I'm very much hyped to see tomorrow's games. And yeah, that's going to be it from me. Any closing remarks, Salentia and Sis?
Salentia, you take it away right now, pal.
Once again, I'm very much so looking forward to this, and everyone watching. I know we already said it, but please, sub to Mike, watch his shit, just join if you want. Just like, again, I don't think I can express my gratitude towards him for, building this community around everything and just allowing all of us to come together. And
150 people in here, the biggest Discord community, I believe, apart from maybe Cloak Glad. So big stream in here, but Mikefield, is taking on. This is, I think, the best tournament will ever take place in terms of Darkest Dungeon. Officially sanctioned, physical rewards come out to all 4 of these players coming forward. But really, you want to take the number 1 spot, don't you? You want to get whatever is that kind of mystical prize.
Absolutely.
Guys, this is it then. Thank you to all the participants. Thank you to Goliath and Shepard for joining the fray today. Unfortunately for them, they didn't kind of make it through. This crazy couple of Sis and Cherry. And this being said, guys, I'm gonna close it today. Let's just host somebody on Twitch. Let's be civil about this. So I'm just gonna drop a link very soon for the people who prefer to remain on YouTube, by the way, so that you can kind of join the raid and maybe enjoy the rest of your evenings with those wonderful streamers that I'm going to recommend. I'm just going to choose someone very soon.
Very quickly, Mike. Mikefield, Salvier at YouTube, X Shuffle FM at YouTube, The Real Spartan at YouTube. Twitch streamers say Cloak Goliath, Zoko Forever, Misukundidi, these last 2 being Spanish streamers. Josh Achu, fantastic guy, really calm. Follow him. Live Sledge, again, another one of these Spanish streamers, I believe. And again, Mikefield stream on Twitch. Always follow him on Twitch if you can, because we really want to try and build that Twitch community here.
Yeah, guys, we'll be raiding the guy playing Legends of Runeterra, by the way, because I feel like it's kind of a cool game. Raiding the guy playing Legends of Runeterra, by the way. My bad. Right. So I had my own annoying voice right now. It doesn't feel that great. And there's this kind of a decently good player from Master Tier in Legends of Runeterra. I think we'll just raid the guy. I hope you guys enjoy yourselves. He's called Pawn CE. So I saw him play before. He's very cool. Very nice of a streamer as well. He might kind of remind you of me in a sense. So I hope you guys enjoy yourselves there. Legends of Runeterra, very cool game as well. So I hope you guys enjoy yourselves indeed watching the stream. This is it from me. So see you tomorrow. Join the raid, tell a guy that I said hi and such. I recommend the stream to his viewers, obviously, and see people around. And act civil above all, right? Act civil above all. Thank you, Sis and Silence once again. Bye-bye, guys.
Peace out, brother. Fucking love to see it, to be honest. Cherry ripped the ball, but I really didn't even think she'd do that.